Welcome to my SAT 2 chemistry class. The concept of this session is electronic configuration. You know that the first shell in an atom contains 1s orbital. The second shell contains 2s and 2p orbitals. The third shell contains 3s, 3p, 3d orbitals. The fourth shell contains 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f orbitals and so on. The arrangement of electrons in these various orbitals in an atom is called electronic configuration. It is very vital to the element because electronic configuration decides the entire chemistry of the element. Hydrogen is an atom with single electron. In multi-electronic atoms, how do these electrons fill the orbitals? That is what we are going to discuss now. While filling the orbitals, electrons follow a few rules. That is, they occupy the orbitals in the increasing order of energy. That is, after filling orbitals of lower energy only, electrons occupy orbitals of higher energy. And you know that each orbital can accommodate only 2 electrons. And these 2 electrons must have opposite spins. We will now write the electronic configuration of the first 30 elements. In the process, you will be learning a few more rules. First element is hydrogen with 1 electron. Obviously, it is in the 1s orbital. Now, see, I am representing each orbital like a box. This will help you understand the concepts better. I'll tell you how to represent it normally. So, this should be written as 1s1. Now, second one is helium, which has 2 electrons, and the second electron also will be in the 1s orbital, but see, I will show it like that to show that the 2 electrons have opposite spins. Now, we write the configuration as 1s2. The first shell is complete. Now, the third element is lithium with 3 electrons, and the first 2 electrons are in the 1s orbital, and the third electron of lithium will be in the 2s orbital. The configuration will be written as 1s2, 2s1. Beryllium with 4 electrons will have a configuration of 1s2, 2s2. Can be written as 1s2, 2s2. Boron, 5 electrons, 1s2, 2s will have 2 electrons, and the fifth electron will be in the 2p. 2p I will represent like 3 boxes because you know 2p has 3 orbitals, 2px, 2py and 2pz. I have drawn them as continuous ones because there is no separation between them because they are orbitals of same energy. Now the fifth electron will be here. This will be represented as 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. There is no comma in between the 2s and 2p because they are in the same shell. The next element is carbon with 6 electrons. You will put 2 electrons in the 1s shell, 2 electrons in the 2s shell, 2s orbital, and 2 electrons in 2p. Now, you may be adding the 6th electron also here in the same box, isn't it? Same px orbital. But we should not do that. Actually, the next electron will be in the next box. That is the 2py orbital. Why? Here again, a new rule is introduced to you. That is, while filling a set of orbitals of same energy, no pairing takes place until all the available orbitals have 1 electron each with parallel spins. So this is done because it corresponds to a state of lower energy, which is always preferred. When electrons occupy these orbitals singly with parallel spins, that is a state of lower energy and greater stability. So the configuration, we will write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 2 we can write it as 2p2, but I am just showing it like that. If you want to be very clear, you can write 2px1, 2py1 also. Now next one is nitrogen. Since you have understood the rule here, the rule can be named as Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Nitrogen now will not be difficult for you. You can write 1s2, 2s with 2 electrons and 2p. Naturally, you will put the 7th electron in the third box. That is why I showed it like a box here to make you understand it better. Now it is the configuration of nitrogen 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Then comes oxygen with 8 electrons, 1s, 2, 2s2, 2p, 4. Now the pairing will start. So the first px orbital will have 2 electrons, py will have 1 and 2pz will have 1. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Now comes fluorine with 9 electrons, 1s, 2s, 2p, where px and py will have 2 electrons each and pz will have 1 electron. 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Now neon with 10 electrons will have a configuration like this. 2s, 2p, 6 electrons. So it has got its full capacity. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So we have seen up to 10 electrons. The next is sodium with 11 electrons. 1s, 2s, 2p. Now the 11th electron of sodium will go to 3s. Now you know how to write the electronic configuration in the normal way. 2s2, 2p6. Put a comma there to show the next shell. 3s1. Electronic configuration of magnesium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2. And that of aluminium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. In silicon again, like oxygen, we find the 14th electron going to the 3py orbital. See, just as in the case of oxygen, silicon, instead of entering the 3px orbital, the electron is going to 3py. And same is the case with phosphorus. The 15th electron is going to the 3pz orbital. You can continue to write the electronic configuration till argon with 18 electrons, following the rules that you learnt so far. But when you write the configuration of potassium with 19 electrons, there is a slight variation. You would expect the 19th electron of potassium to go to 3d orbital, because you know the third shell contains 3s, 3p and 3d orbitals. But you see what is written on the screen is the 19th electron is actually present in the 4s orbital. I already told you that while filling orbitals, Electrons occupy orbitals of lower energy before going to orbitals of higher energy. 4s orbital has lower energy than 3d, hence it is filled before 3d. So the electronic configuration of potassium will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1. For calcium, there is no problem. The 20th electron will, see, I will just write like this, the same as this, and then the 4s orbital will be completed. The 2 electrons will be in 4s orbitals. The configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. So we have written electronic configurations up to 20 elements now. The next element is scandium with 21 electrons. I told you that the 3d orbital has higher energy than 4s. Now that the 4s orbital is filled, the 21st electron of scandium will enter the 3d orbitals. To represent the electronic configuration, I will give it this way. I will write argon, which will stand for the first 3 completed shells. So that stands for 18, configuration of 18 electrons. Then you have 4s with 2 electrons, and then for representing 3d, I will write 5 continuous boxes to show the 5 orbitals of equal energy. So the 21st electron of scandium will be here. The configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. The configuration of titanium and vanadium should not be difficult for you. You can do it yourself and get the configuration, write the configuration, that is what is shown on the screen. When it comes to chromium with 24 electrons, that is a new rule that you learn here. We will write the configuration as argon 4s with 2 electrons and 3d with 4 electrons. That is what you would write, isn't it? You would expect me to write the configuration like this for 24 electrons of chromium. But actually it is not, this is not correct. The actual configuration is, it is 4s1, this is not here, but it will be 4s1, 3d5. The configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d5. Instead of 4s2, 3d4, it will be 4s1 and 3d5. The rule that is applied here is, half filled and completely filled orbitals have extra stability. When you write 4s2 and 3d4, 4s is completely filled, but 3d is neither half filled nor completely filled. But when you write 4s1 and 3d5, both 4s and 3d are half filled, which corresponds to a state of higher stability. So this is the correct configuration of chromium, and it is a rule that you learned here and which is very important. The 25th electron of manganese goes to the 4s orbital. Now 4s is completely filled, 3d is half filled. In iron, the 26th electron goes to 3d1 orbital and pairs with the electron. In cobalt, the electron in 3d2 gets paired, and in nickel it is the electron in 3d3 gets paired. Right, when it comes to copper with 29 electrons, we would have written argon 4s2 3d9. But remember, as in the case of chromium, we have to apply the same rule here. It will be 4s1 3d10 and not 4s2 3d9. I hope you understand. It should have been 4s2 3d9, isn't it? But in that case, 4s will be completely filled, 3d will not be half filled or completely filled. So We write the configuration as 4s1 3d10, so that 4s is half filled, 3d is completely filled, leading to a state of higher energy. So chromium and copper have configurations which are not the same that you would expect as you write the electronic configuration, like just as the other elements. So you have to remember that. And zinc has the configuration argon 4s2 3d10. Here the 3d level is completed. We have written electronic configuration of elements up to zinc with 30 electrons. For elements which come after zinc, the orbitals are filled in the order 4p, 5s, 4d, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s, etc. So this is the order of arrangement of orbitals in the increasing order of energy. We followed a set of rules while writing the electronic configuration. I have summed up the rules here. You can go through these and try to have good clarity about the concepts. Let me briefly discuss electronic configuration of ions now. What is an ion? When an atom loses or gains electrons, it forms a charged particle called an ion. For example, if you take sodium atom, it has 11 protons and 11 electrons. Its atomic number is 11, so it has 11 protons and 11 electrons. When it loses an electron, so I will show it as minus E minus. Electron is represented as E minus. When you remove an electron, the sodium atom becomes Na plus. This is called sodium ion because sodium has 11 protons and 11 electrons and 1 electron is lost. So 1 positive charge is in excess, that is what is shown here, Na plus. Now when you have to write the electronic configuration of sodium ion, you have to write keeping in mind that it has only 10 electrons. So it will have a configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Sodium has 1s2, 2ps, 2p6, 3s1. But that 3s1 is not there now. So it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. This is the configuration of sodium ion. I'll show you a negatively charged ion, oxygen. Elemental oxygen or oxygen atom has atomic number 8. It has 8 protons and 8 electrons. When you add 2 electrons, so I am adding 2 electrons plus 2 electrons, it forms O2 minus. Since you have added 2 electrons, it gains 2 positive negative charges. Now how many electrons does it have? 8 plus 2, 10 electrons. So its configuration will again be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. You are writing the configuration of an atom of a species having 10 electrons. Is that clear? Now remember, neon has the configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So sodium, when it loses an electron, it gets the neon configuration. Oxygen, when it gains 2 electrons, it gets neon configuration. This is how you have to write the electronic configuration of ions. You have to carefully calculate the number of electrons present in the ion, either by adding the number of electrons or subtracting the number of electrons. You have to know the exact number of electrons in the ion and then write the configuration for the ion. By the way, the sodium ion Na plus and the neutral atom, that is neon, and the negatively charged species O2 minus all have the same number of electrons, that is they all have 10 electrons. Such a set of species is called isoelectronic species. Isoelectronic means same number of electrons. Isoelectronic species. Now Following this discussion, I have given you a short practice test. You have 5 questions under type 1. Two questions under type B and 1 question under type C. Please answer these questions with what you learnt in the discussion. I have provided the answer key here, so you can check your answers with the answer key. Thank you.